Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Saturday, the 27th of December. We're getting close to the end of the year, guys. So, what are we talking about this morning? Well, I thought since it being kind of Christmassy and kind of off topic, that we jump back on topic. And that was yesterday. I thought I kind of give you a quick overview. I'm going to try to do a video today if I get time on each one of them. But what we're seeing in the shop, and sometimes the easy fix is just the easy fix. So stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. If you didn't already know it, yes, this is the weekend. This is Saturday, the 27th of December of 2025. So what am I talking about today? Well, I'm talking about yesterday we worked half a day, and I knew that it was going to be a slow day, but we had negative 9 degrees, so I wasn't going to work outside on tractors. So I told Claude, I said, we'll just do the bare minimum for today. It started off with, we had freezing rain and everything else midweek last week, and we've been having a pain in the backside with our doorknob. And never failed. This morning was the same way. Yesterday morning was the same way. I went to open the shop. Key won't go in. There's ice in there. So I have to wait for Claude to get there with his torch to heat up the doorknob so that we can get into the shop. So that was one of the first things on the list for today. And that was, let's go to the local hardware store. We're going to get a new front door, knobs and stuff. That means all new keys for everybody. So I got the doorknob kit. Then I added 2 more duplicate keys so we'd have enough to go around. And while we're doing that, the phone rings. And the guy that I talked to last week wants to bring his generator in. He said that he only had it a year. He's only used it like a couple times and he can't get it to run. So bring it in. We're here till noon. Another guy hits me on Facebook. Says, hey, Eric, I've got these 2 generators I want you to take a look at. I said, well, we're right here at the shop if you want to drop them off. So 20 minutes later, he showed up. So we unloaded his generators, which were 2 monsters. And he said on the one that he was using it right along and he shut it off and it wouldn't start back up. And the back end story was that he bought it used off from a guy that had it in his garage, like I do. I have a backup generator. And the only time that thing gets used is if power goes out, right? But the guy went out and he would start it every month, make sure it run, and then shut it off. So this guy bought it. But the real story is he built a house all summer, so he was using these generators as a continuous run while he was doing the work on his house, which is nothing wrong with that. The other one was Predator, and when we put the compression tester on both, we couldn't even read them to read 1. They were both reading 0. And I popped the fuel cap off from the bigger generator, and it was calcified inside the filter. And I'm like, Claude, there's nothing in this tank, and this tank hasn't seen gas since Jesus was a boy. So it's like, well, because he tried it a couple different times and he still couldn't get it to do anything with trying to adjust the valves. So we went ahead and took PP plaster, sprayed inside the cylinders, cranked it over so that it could set. Generator 2, Predator. Same deal. That machine had not been running ages. And what ends up happening, guys, which most of you know if you're a small engine mechanic, is if you have any type of small engine that sits for long periods of time, The tendency is on the inside of the cylinders, the piston rings, they'll seize and become rusted and encrusted into the piston. And they don't give the elasticity to build the compression in the jug because they're not moving. They're just part of the piston at this point. So now there's some more PB blaster into that one. So then the guy showed up that had called and was bringing his, and his ended up being a pancake compressor. That's what we call them, pancake. And brought it in, give us a back end story. He used it a couple times, started it, let it run, shut it off, but now he can't get it to do anything. And he's tried to get the spark plug out, and it's just not coming. He can't get down onto the spark plug. And I explained to him, you should have got a spark plug tool that's about yay long. It comes with that, and you can get in and get out of that. And he said if he did, it's long gone. And I told him, I said, I haven't got a spare, but you can order them right on Amazon for these girls for this. So Claude told him probably wouldn't be till Monday before we get a chance to look at it. And he said that was fine. Just give him a shout. He was more concerned about how much it was going to cost. And I said, if you figure anywhere between 60 and 70, you should be fine. You know, if it's anything worse, we're not doing it anyways because it's not worth it, right? And he said, yeah. He said he paid $650 for it new. So he left. And the first thing I did was rush out, grab a gas containing barrel, and I dumped all the fuel out of his machine. And the first thing I noticed was it looked like two-stroke oil. Gas oil mixed. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is a four-stroke. So I dumped that out. He said he did add some stabilizer or something to it, so that could have been the color. But, so, put fresh in it. We did get the plug out. Plug looked like it was brand new. Put it back. Yeah, I said, Claude, it's fuel. And what ends up happening with a lot of these machines, if they sit for a long period of time, is the carburetor itself will dry out. And a lot of times, the simplest fix is the way to go. So we pop the side cover off, which is 2 screws, which gives you a full view of checking the oil on it. And you can also access the air filter and the carburetor from here. I went to check the oil, and the oil was gushing right out of it. So I moved the machine close to the end of the table, put down a container. And with these pancake compressors, when you set them on the level, there's a dipstick, and it says full when cold, full when hot. And they're not made to tip up on their side and just start adding oil, because we took out half a quart of oil before we got it to where it was on the full mark in the machine. And it was regular oil, so he had to have added it, or somebody at the factory did. One or the other wasn't paying attention to what they were doing. So we drained off the excess oil. It was good looking oil, so we didn't see any sense in changing it. So we went ahead and button that up. We just give her a shot of carb cleaner up in by the carburetor. Fired right up. She smoked like a bugger because she was running on 2-stroke, but once we took it outside, I let it run for 20 minutes. And that solved the issue. 1 down, 2 to go. We jumped back on the big compressor, or on the big generator. And as Claude was looking at trying to adjust the valves, he noticed that one of the keepers was missing on the exhaust valve. And it wasn't allowing the valve to move smoothly. The spring was compressing it, but the valve wasn't moving with it. So we've got that all apart. And now we're taking the head off because he thinks it's a bent valve, because he said that when the keeper dropped, he thinks that the valve may have got hit by the piston. So I told him, I said, pop the head off. We'll see if we can get a valve for it and get it back together. It'd be easier with the head off to re-put the valve back on anyways. So that's where we're at with that. Back to the Predator. Before we left yesterday, we had it up to almost 65 pounds from zero. So we know that the rings were seized up on the piston and it's starting to break loose. That PP blaster works great, by the way, guys. Sometimes you just have to give it time to work. You can't just spray it in there and think, voila, it's going to take care of your issue. It's like anything, with a fine wine, you have to let it give it some time, right? So that's what we did in the shop yesterday. We finished out on a quiet note. The wind started blowing. We got a pretty good snowstorm last night. So this puppy's not going to get out in the cold too much today. I already got the cows fed. I don't have much going on. So I figured I'd just hang around the house and maybe we'll catch up on some movies. So in the comments, what are you guys running into when you see these pancake compressors? And have you ever had a valve have a keeper drop? Because that's the first one I've seen. And I've been at it for quite some time. So on that note, you guys have a great Saturday. And we'll catch you here probably for the Sunday sermon or something. On that note, you guys have a great Saturday.